All right, this is study guide problems 16 through 23. Number 16. This is another exterior angle problem. I believe the last problem from yesterday was an exterior angle problem. So this angle up here is 112 degrees and x degrees and 55 degrees. Alright, an exterior angle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. So 112 is equal to x plus 55. You can subtract 55 from each side. And 57 is equal to x. What?
Like 12 would be the same on both sides of the cross.
Yeah.
Wait.
Number 17. Ask for the slope of the line. You're given 2 points on the line. You got a -4, 3, and a 7, -6. Slope is represented by the letter m, and it's equal to your y sub 2 minus your y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Just make sure you are consistent with which point you're calling point 1 and point 2. So this is point 1 and this is point 2. So the slope of this line would be equal to -6 minus 3 divided by 7 minus -4. And -6 minus -3 is 7 minus -4. You keep change, and that's 11. So the slope of that line is -9 over 11.
Got that, but I'm trying to do extra stuff. Can you also do y over 1?
Yep.
How did you set up number 1 again?
How did you set up number 1 again? An exterior angle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. Number 18. Write an equation in point slope form of the line. Alright, so point slope form is y minus y sub 1 equals the slope times x minus your x sub 1. The point that's given is -5, 2. The slope that's given is 2. So the equation in point slope form would be the letter y and the opposite of the y value given. So it would be y minus 2 equals the slope, which is 2, times x and the opposite of the x value given. And that would be +5. So there's your equation in point slope form. Number 19. What is an equation for the line that passes through the points? 6, 9. And 7, 4. All of the equations are in point slope form, so you need to write an equation in point slope form and then match it up. So what you're not given in this problem is the slope, so you need to find the slope. So your slope would be equal to y2 minus y1, so that would be 4 minus 9, divided by x2 minus x1, which is 7 minus 6. And 4 minus 9 is -5. 7 minus 6 is 1. Your slope's -5. If you look at all your answer choices, they've used the coordinates from point number 1 in all of those. So if you take point number 1 and write an equation in point slope form, you're going to get y minus your y value, which is 9, equals your slope, -5, times x and the opposite of your x value, so minus 6. And then match it up. Number 20. You're told that triangle QRS is congruent to triangle TUV. You're told that QS equals 2V plus 1 and TV equals 7V minus 4. Find the lengths of QS and TV. Alright, in these descriptions, Q and S are the first and last letters, and T and V are the first and last letters. So that means those two segments, or those two sides of the triangles, are congruent to each other. So you're going to solve for V by 2V plus 1 equals 7V minus 4. Subtract 2V from each side. So 1 equals 5V minus 4. Add 4 to each side. 5 equals 5V. And divide by 5. So 1 is equal to V. If you take that 1 equals V and you go substitute it for the expressions that represent the sides, they both equal 2 times 1 plus 1, that's 3, and 7 times 1 minus 4 equals 3. So those are the lengths of the two sides of the triangle. Number 21. You're asked for the side that's, or the angle that is included by sides P, N, and NM. The sides included by PN, so here's PN, and NM. Name the angle included. Here's the angle included. So it's angle N. And if you need the angle included by two sides, you've got PN and NM. If there's an N in both descriptions, that's the angle that's included. You can be asked that without a diagram. Yeah, NM. Number 22. Here's what you're given. This angle here up top left is congruent to the angle on the bottom right. This left side is congruent to the right side. Can you use the side angle side postulate? Angle, angle, side theorem, or both to prove the triangle is congruent? To use side, angle, side, you need for two sides of one triangle to be congruent to two sides of another triangle. You don't have that in this case. But you do have these vertical angles are congruent to each other, and they're both in the triangles. So you've got angle, angle, and a side congruent to angle, angle, and a side. So angle, angle, side is what you can use there. Number 23 is an isosceles triangle problem. This vertex angle is 44 degrees. You got a base angle of x degrees. And the congruent sides are 21 and 21. You learned about isosceles triangles a little bit ago, and if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then their opposite angles are congruent. So this angle in the bottom right would be x degrees as well. So you can say that x plus 44 has to equal 180. If you combine like terms, then 2x plus 44 equals 180. Subtract 44. 2x equals 136 and divide by 2. X equals 68. Anybody have any questions from the study guide?